Okay, this is the other part of the garden here. Coming back. This way is to the animals. Well, that's to some of the animals. And then this way over here is to a... Okay, Poppy, we get it. You want to see your hen friends. This way here goes to a little secret sitting space. And let's kind of go forward here. We've got the path lined with those beautiful sedums. Look how gorgeous. I love everything back here. It's turning out amazing. And then look at this awesome planter. Isn't this looking cool? Look at those cannas. That's that Toucan coral with the French quarters. Coleus. Wow. Look at this amazing African phlox there. Lantana, pentas, all kinds of goodies. Looks good. The only thing with this one, with this container, is that there was some breakage right off the front. See? Right where I see it from the house. So that kind of is a little annoying, but also what's kind of cool is it kind of allows everything else down below to kind of flourish a little bit more. Look at that beautiful Perennial there. It's trailing down. Look how pretty that blue. This is how this year's sitting area has turned out. And if you remember, I was a little bit missing that really large container that we do there every year. So I moved a container over here from my other sitting space and just wanted to kind of, you know, close it in with flowers so it feels more like a secret sitting space, because I love little quaint spaces in the garden, and I feel like it kind of is like these little garden rooms placed everywhere. And this is just what I love doing, you guys. I love creating like little creative spaces. It just, I don't know, it's just something I like. And here I did it a little different than last year. Actually, it's quite different. As you can see, but it's so pretty. And you know, I haven't taken any images of it. I haven't videoed it because we did so much on our combo last year. I've just been enjoying everything more this year, not being so connected to technology. It's been a nice little breather. But yeah, one of my favorite parts of this is the part that probably looks a little unhealthy at the moment, but it's just still unique, and it just shows you how creative you can get with something that's affordable. And that's the hyacinth bean here. If you can see, it's trailing up and down. It gets those beautiful purple flowers reaching for that sunlight. I also love the touch of the kale in here. Right there. Textures to me in a container are extremely important. Here's the new hummingbird fall salvia. So I really do love it. It looks gorgeous, right? I mean, it's got those beautiful black plumes with like the little dark blue flowers. I know they look purple on here. They're not as true blue as the black and blue salvia, but this is really pretty. Now for me, I really like it, but one thing that disappointed me was it gave me a lot of blooms in spring, and then it didn't bloom for like all of July and mostly all of August, and just now it's starting to flower again. I don't know if maybe it prefers it to be a little cooler, or if it's just something to do with our growing season this year. I don't know if you guys have had an odd season as well with growing, just like the weather's been a little bit different. We had so much rain in the beginning to where I wasn't having to really water anything. This is the container that I actually shared in one of the videos when I was just planting it up. So if you want to take a look at that video as well, this is a full sun container, and this is how it turned out. It was even prettier, I'd say, about a week ago, because there was a day where I didn't water it. Oh, you guys, I've been getting kind of lazy with it, but I didn't water it, and then I had to kind of nurse it back, and it finally started coming back a little bit more. But in that video, I said that I was going to try to add a coffee cups in there, and I did. There it is, you guys. It finally made it, but I did add that late, so that's why it's not as full as they were last year. It's about a month behind the ones from last year. So say we had another month of growing time, this thing would get huge. The flowers are gorgeous, but as you can see, I've kind of been a little neglectful because there's a lot of dead blossoms, but I think it's good for you guys to see that no matter, you know, who the gardener is, we all kind of tend to, you know, have those moments where we just don't want to do it. We just don't want to have to deadhead. Like, I moved on to basically just harvesting our food garden. And look at how gorgeous this one is. This is that Truffula pink Gomphrena. So this is not the self-seeded Gomphrena. The little polka dots of pink amongst the jazzberry here, the Super Tunia. That's really pretty. And then we've got the Sun Patience. This is the Indigo. I think this is like the Mini Vista. I'm pretty sure. And we've got some little snaps kind of sneaking out there. Yeah, it's looking pretty. This one's really nice. In this one over here, I have the Hummingbird Kufia, which is right here, and we do get a lot of hummingbirds on them. So anything with a tube-like flower like this, so a lot of the salvias, the, you know, honeysuckles, kufias, snapdragons, that draws in a lot of the hummingbirds and a lot of the bees. Like, they're really drawn to a lot of the tube flowers. And then we just have like another Zahara style self-seeded zinnia here. Look how pretty that is just sitting there. It's really nice. And in there too, we have the tall blue planet, I think it's called, I believe. I seeded this also in the greenhouse. We do a lot of anything that's seeded, we seed ourselves in our greenhouse. And then over here is the French Quarters Coleus. This is one of my favorites, you guys. The French Quarters is definitely like my favorite Coleus ever. And I've been using it for 3 years, I'd say. Or as soon as it came out, it was here because I needed it in my life. All of that bright pink is just gorgeous, and it's super hard to find a really vigorous growing Coleus with that much of a pink pop. And look how big this is growing. You guys, we did our big PW project this year, so that was exciting and also relieving to finish it because it was very creative. And you know how it is to wrap up a creative project. You put so much time and effort into it, and it just feels like amazing that, you know, we're able to share this with so many people, and it's coming out next year in the Proven Winner Idea Catalog. I know I'm showing you this, but this isn't like a secret. The secret is something that's in there, the concept. But I think you guys will really love it. It's unique, it's different, and yeah, look at how gorgeous this is though. So my vision was all of these beautiful mid-height flowers with gorgeous bright colored flowers trailing down, but then random patches of tall foliages used through the colocasias. And then we also have some cleomes over here. And these are new dahlias from Proven Winner, and I have a few different colors too, but just look at how gorgeous. They just make this huge bush, just one plant. And it just keeps giving more and more flowers. This is probably, I would say, a must for our garden again next year. I really enjoyed these. They didn't get any powdery mildew, constant blooms, haven't been fertilizing a lot. I haven't been cleaning as much. I'm watering, you guys, but I haven't been cleaning as much because I'm kind of starting my schedule inside of the house because homeschool started, and that's where my focus goes to. That is the most important thing to me this time of year. Here's another beautiful color. And they're just so much prettier even in person than just on camera because they don't have any of that lightness that you're seeing. The camera's just adjusting to the lighting because it's even more peachy pink than what it's showing. It's really funny because this side of the garden space is really sad, mainly because I've been doing a lot of harvesting, cutting, and it just starts transforming the garden into the end of season garden. You know, you still have to harvest what you grew for the year, as much as I want to just leave it and keep it pretty, right? But over here is getting harvested next with some more herbs, and we've got some pickles over there. Well, I guess cucumbers and a couple other things, and the kuka melons, which is Selah's favorite. And once these corner gardens are completely harvested and done, they're being pulled out because I don't want any of this growth. Like, the whole vision of this section was not to have a wild, messy corner. I want to have the corners more well manicured and more landscape looking, so that way I can access the path behind them for more harvesting within these beds behind those. These are going to have corner trees and possibly a few perennials, just to be more of a clean-scaped space. But we had to break up the project in parts because of budget, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the smaller the tree, the more expensive it is. I have so many tomatoes in here, and I've got so many huge tomatoes. They're amazing. And they taste delicious. They're perfect for that Italian sauce. Yep. I'm finding little tiny kuka melons, which are just all of these vines. They just they just interwove amongst everything here. And as you can see, I haven't managed things as well over in this space this year. I'm like, I'm just gonna let it go, and then I'm just gonna find food later, and it doesn't look great, but hey, you know what? It's producing a ton this year, so I'm not gonna complain. One bummer with all of these zinnias here are all of the gold and yellow were supposed to actually be pink and purples. So that was a little different. This is too citrusy for my taste. I like just a little bit more anchored with some deeper warm colors, not just the yellows. I don't love the color yellow in the garden just because it's so close to green and there's already enough green. So, and that's just my, you know, liking and my taste. So everyone's different. If you like yellow, you know, like, good for you. I just don't love it. And then you look over here at this side and it's perfectly shaped and beautiful colors. It's a completely different garden. But also, these corner gardens are going to get pulled pretty soon as well, because we want these areas completely clean for those small corner little trees. I don't even know what we're going to do yet. We've looked at a few options, but they have been spendy. So we're just going to kind of, you know, take, you know, the winter to kind of think about it and see what we want to do here. I'm not completely sure, but my vision is to have something that stays in place and holds a spot all winter long. So no annuals and no perennials that are going to lose their shape. I don't really want that. So possibly some really small growing shrubs too would also be an option. So we'll just have to kind of see. I'm just going to walk through the beautiful jungle. And these containers got huge too. Look at Luna over there. Hi, Luna. And this one over here. Wow, just gorgeous. These just got ginormous. These are some really nice shade containers over here as well. Look how pretty those are. I always love the polka dot plant. This one's the hippo rose. It's just so pretty. This impatient over here is one that I've never tried before. It's called Soprano Violet. And I just love the growth habit, and they also have it in white. This is a PW brand, so not like a seeded one. So I just love their growth habit. It's very vigorous. It's way more shapely and full than your typical impatient, you know, garden bed flower. This is perfect for those containers. This sits facing the east, but it also, you know, has the backdrop of the garden room, so that way it gets quite a bit of shade. Look how pretty. I just sometimes sit in awe of all of this, and I just love sitting amongst the plants. Like, I just feel completely connected and at peace, and just, you know, everyone needs a little bit of that in their life right now, you know, like we all need to just kind of enjoy something that makes you feel good and positive. And over here I've got some dinner plate dahlias, but they all kind of fell. See, look at, they're just like laying down right now. And then over here, look at this big one, this big guy. This guy's huge too. It's so pretty. And they're even prettier in person because these are true purple, like true deep purple, not as pink as they're showing up, but very similar to that, I guess. Poppy, what are you doing over here, huh? He can't be with the hens because he was attacking them all night. So he's kind of true free range, right? And then he made his own home in Selah's window box. So if you notice, Selah's window box is completely gone, except for a little geranium and a little piece of the saffron finch. He decided he would leave a little beauty on the outside of his little house. Wow, so pretty. Hi, Luna, look at you with that sunset. Hi. Hi. As you can see, I did add some curtains. Wanted just like that little flowy look as the breeze kind of works its way through here. It gives just even more of that dream coming to life. And I love that there's like the little ruffles. Look how pretty that is. So Luna had her first little training today, huh? Yes, you did. Because Luna's a little sassy and a little mean, right? Yes. And she can be a little unpredictable sometimes. So we really even have to watch the kids around her. So we've been really working with her and kind of just, you know, she's super sweet when she's sweet, but then she can also, you know, try to turn her butt to you or try to bite you. So we just had our neighbor come and help us, and we're gonna see where we're at in another couple of months and see where we need to go from there. So this year has been one crazy year. It's been a huge growth year personally. Just really trying a lot of new things and really trying my hand at things that I've always wanted to try. And it has been really cool. And as fun as it has been, it's also had its ups and downs, you know? So with Luna, we took her in January, and she had quite a few health problems, which we knew. And so she was rehomed to us. And so we got her healthy, thinking that, you know, some of her little unpredictable quirks were maybe related to her health. And so once she's all healthy, which is basically now, she still has her quirks, and the quirks are not safe. So we reached out to get a little help on that. And then just having, you know, the other animals too, it's been really, really different around here. It's like a crazy animal house around here, but it's fun. The girls really love it too, and it's been kind of cool. You know, I'm really excited for this winter. I know it sounds absolutely insane. I know you guys are like, shut off the video. But I really enjoy the off season. I like having that downtime to focus on other things that I truly have a passion for and love. And I feel like that time can be put other places, and I like being able to switch it up. I mean, who doesn't like a little switch up and change, and you know, change is good. And as you can see, Lana's little baskets over by Luna's barn are still looking really good. And they'd be a lot bigger, but Luna figured out that she loves petunias. she likes the taste of petunias. So she's been keeping them shaped right on the bottom. If you can see that they're perfectly shaped along the bottom space there. They should be super long right now, but they're not, and that's okay though. Next year we'll just kind of raise that basket up a little bit higher, and overall Lana was super proud of her containers, and Selah was okay with her window box getting, you know, mangled because it's her friends that are doing it. The table that was down here, as you saw, is now in the garden room here. So we moved the small little corner black table down to here, which has been nice. And just another little sitting space. This is one of Jason's favorite sitting spaces, and the birds like to come through here. We have the little, you know, duck and hen walk back there. Our apple tree is super giving this year, so those will be ready to harvest pretty soon. I haven't sprayed it, so there are imperfections on the apples, but I mean, overall, they look amazing. This is actually one of my more favorite beds, and it has a lot of perennials in it over here. I really wanted to show this echinacea over here. This one's rainbow sherbet. It's just so pretty. And I love how there's like a combo of regular looking echinacea flowers. When it looks that way when it starts out, but then it gets that big, beautiful center on it. It's part of the double dipped series is what they call it. And I space them out in through here. That way you get those beautiful flowers poking up. Another one of my favorites in here is the agastache. This one is meant to be royal raspberry, and I just love how it's carried blossoms throughout the whole summer. So even when some of its blossoms were done, it just kept growing and kept giving more and more flowers. Even over here. Look at how pretty that flower is. It's a nice, beautiful plume, and there's like tons of them on just one plant. So it's really gorgeous. And I have it mixed over here with a couple little snaps in there. They just look really pretty together. And of course, little spurts of Russian sage in the back there. This one in the back is denim and lace, so this will get a little bigger by next year. This is gonna really fill in. And then I put some of my own self-seeded butterfly weeds in the back. I know this will probably get big and I may have to like separate some of these out next year, but I figure we might as well see how it turns out and what returns next year and just go from there. That's really all you can do, is just see how it winters over and then, you know, figure it out. And then I also put some of these flowering kales just in front. I love seeding them and placing them in areas because they just last so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Oh gosh. Oh, that's my favorite perennial this year. Look at how intricate the detail is on that. What are you doing, Missy? So that space lands right outside the garden room by the fake grid windows there. And I made sure to add a little walkway in there so I can maintain and take care of things. Hey, lay off of those things, little one. I guess it's free game. It's free game, I guess. And what are you doing over here, mister? What are you doing, huh? You finding stuff? The best time of the day. And these over here are some of the blotch series zinnias, which I always like because they get different colored centers, and they come in quite a few different colors. They come in different mixes, even in the oranges. They're just really pretty. But overall, the lime is my favorite. I know I said I don't love yellow flowers, but these are true lime. And I know that they're close to green, but nothing beats that color. I just love these cannas though. I said it earlier, it's the Toucan Coral. You saw it in a couple other containers, but they do get really tall, so they are just amazing. So pretty. I also just wanted to show these little homemade placemats I made out of like moss here. So I just did like a freehand shape that I wanted because I didn't want like a traditional placemat sitting here. I wanted it to be kind of like natural form. And so all I did was cut out a shape out of cardboard, and then I just hot glued all of this moss on. So it's lasted now for like a couple months, but I do want to take them in and reuse them possibly even in spring or who knows when, but I will reuse them because they are super cool. So I really wanted to just share everything with you before I start kind of changing everything for the season and making everything look all festively fall. And you know, the switch up from summer to fall is like right now. And for me at least, I'm an early decorator because I love over decorating and enjoying it the whole season. So in the house, it's already completely fall and Halloween. So out here starting to feel, I don't know, it still feels amazing. I'm not even gonna go there. It still feels amazing, so, but it does need touches of fall in here. Maybe some pumpkins, huh, Luna? Does that sound good? One last little look here at the garden. Because the next time you guys will probably see this garden, it'll be kind of not looking as nice. I just quickly want to point out this begonia. I know I showed these containers already, but I know that I forgot to share this variety. This has quickly become one of my favorite begonia varieties, and it's just a foliage. This is called Pegasus. It's a begonia hybrid, and it's through the Proven Accents. It just looks like a jungle in a container, and it's got beautiful speckling on the leaves too. A little bit of a shine, not too much, just a little, and it's just really, really beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? My favorite thing to do at night is to end the day and walk through the grass into our way back area. So it's not really even to be sitting in the garden at this time. And come into the wild area, sit in here, and just take it all in, nature as is, imperfections and all, which makes it extra perfect. And there are just so many more insects and beautiful natural noises, and there's just more of this connection than something we created. It's more of a connection with God. For me, that is like the biggest connection. That is the most important out of anything. And if you can find a place, a spot, or a memory that connects you with that, like, do more of that. I'm just sitting in the middle of all these wildflowers. Weeds. There's Luna's little pasture. But I just look straight out right here. And a lot of times I'll go up on our hill, right over there. But there's a beautiful tree line, that's where the sun sets. The Queen Anne's lace is still going strong. A lot of goldenrod, clover, it's beautiful. So just know you do not need a man-made garden in order to feel connected to gardening, if that is your passion. Because a lot of times gardening is people's passion because they're truly wanting to just connect with something natural, with nature and with God. And for me, like, I don't need to be around my built raised beds or my, you know, thought out designed garden in order to have that feeling. And I think it's very important to know that I truly love and I'm grateful for what we've been able to build. It's taken us, this is our 11th year in the garden and creating and building. You know, these things take a long time and they take money, so they get kind of spread out over the years. But it's amazing to create it, but also like, this is just as amazing. And so I just want you to know, like, you don't have to have it all. You don't have to have, you know, more and more and more. And it's okay to want more, but just know you don't always need to have more in order to find happiness or a connection or anything like that. Like, you just don't. And if you don't have a property to go out on or anything like that, there's parks, there's beaches, there's even, you know, if you're in an apartment, there's, you know, somewhere outdoors that you can go, that you feel alive and connected. You know, maybe for some of you it's not secluding yourself to the grass. Maybe for some of you it's more going out to a coffee shop or a library or somewhere where you see and hear chatter. I mean, I'm more of an introvert, so I find joy in just the peace. And when I go out and about, I mean, I can talk it up and I can have fun, but I need to recover when I get home. And, you know, that's just how it is. But, you know, if you're more of an extrovert, like, your peace doesn't have to be so peaceful, quietly peaceful. It may just be laughter, hearing someone laugh, hearing people talk and having a good positive conversation or a good time. And I think it's really important to find what that looks like for you and make it happen. So I just want to say, like, thank you so much for, you know, supporting us here on YouTube, for watching our videos. And I'm going to probably be on a little bit more of a break. I mean, you guys know I am usually not a big creator through the holiday seasons. I've got a lot going on, just like all of you, but this isn't like the main thing that, you know, I focus on. So I'll try and do what I can, but I feel like I do need a little break. I've already been on a break from here, but I didn't want to just leave it as is because I wanted you guys to be able to see some of the gardens and what they look like at the end of the season. And if I feel like I need to create something or want to share something or show something that's beneficial, I'll definitely come on even in the break. But just so you know, and just so nobody's worried or wondering what's going on, it's just that, you know, we're just kind of, I don't feel as connected to content creation in this moment. And I think that's just because my calling right now is just to be there with and for my kids, because I've taken on a lot of different responsibilities to help them in their lives. So I'm going to just kind of focus there. And they've actually been putting out their own little animal, their little animal videos, because they just love their little animals and they want to share that with other kids. They want to just share their passion and just, you know, I just think it's so good because I see so many times just constant like toy channels, and nothing wrong with that, but like it's so, you know, the next thing. It's always the next thing, right? Ooh. Yeah, it's getting to be too much. And I feel like gardening's kind of becoming that too. And I know I've got this beautiful garden, but we've also worked at it for how long? And this is really where we put, you know, our earnings. Like, it's not like we're like, you know, into clothes. We're not into going places. We're not into like big vacations, you know, and we live our life very just at home. So that's why we like to keep, you know, doing another project or whatever. And that's what makes us happy. And luckily it's what also makes Jason happy, I think. No, he likes it. He likes it. And he likes the animals too. He admits it now. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to let you guys know that there's nothing wrong. Just gonna kind of take a little bit of a break and kind of just focus on a few other things. And yeah, I mean, if there's anything else that you guys want me to share, you can always let me know, and if I get time, I'll try and make that happen for you. But yeah, thank you so much for 2024, and if I don't have the inspiration to pop on before 2025, I'll see you in 2025.